Former Minnesota Governor Steve Valenti announced his candidacy today. What do you think of him, and how do you think that changes the field as it is right now?
You know, I met the governor at the last debate. It was the first time I met him. I sort of have an idea of what his positions are. All I found that he was a delightful person. He was very, very friendly, and asked if we could meet and talk and things like that. So no, he was very cordial, and there was no reason for me to think negatively of him.
You've mentioned before that in the past 4 years you've seen more people come around to your economic message. Do you think the same is can you say the same thing for your foreign policy stance?
Oh, overwhelmingly, because people now are seeing the economic burden of our foreign policy. You know, the hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars of foreign aid that goes over, and everybody knows that is money taken out of our country. And when we are so weak and our families are having some trouble and we don't have jobs, this is a strong negative. There's an economic fallacy that one has to understand. The economic fallacy, it's been around for a long time, is that war can help the economy. And we were taught too often in school that World War II got us out of the Depression. That is a seriously flawed fallacy, because the Depression didn't end until after the war. But when you give money away, or you buy a weapon, or you send a bomb or a plane or give it to somebody else, you say, well, wasn't that good for the jobs here at home? Well, possibly, yes. Some war profiteers made some money. A few people did. But the result of that work and effort was sent overseas. Now, if those funds were kept here, and maybe the conditions made better, maybe they would have been building automobiles and providing something that would have raised the standard of living people here. So it's always a drain. People are starting to realize that war is a drain. And I think for financial reasons, conservatives who may be coming around slowly are certainly realizing there is a cost. There's a saying by Randolph Warren that war is the health of the state. So if the person is a conservative, likes limited government, it's during wartime that government grows, and personal freedoms are more likely to be abused because of the excuse of the war atmosphere. So no, that is dramatic, and I won't go into detail, but there was a difference in the first debate down in South Carolina on that very issue. Believe me, 4 years is almost like a lifetime on how people have come around. But one thing that makes it a lot easier for all Republicans now, it's Obama's war, and by golly, we're not going to put up with it. So that attitude's changed. That's coming our way. It's coming the way of the conservatives. It's coming the way of the Republicans.
What would you say the biggest thing you learned from last time that was going to help you this time, whether it be experience in the debates or just the scheduling or just the whole rhythm of what it is? Is there stuff you can take away from that that's going to make it easier this time? Or
I don't know if there's any one thing that I've learned. I feel like that was my job all my life, was to continue to learn. I was taught and always convinced that if you know and understand an issue, you don't have to push yourself. People will come and ask you questions and look to you for answers and offer you a position. All I know is that has happened more so because of the events that evolved. So yes, I have learned. I've learned that there's a lot more support all around the country. There's a lot more support in Iowa, certainly, than there has ever been before for me.
Yeah! Woo!
If people don't learn from their experience, there's something wrong. I mean, in medicine, that's certainly the way you become a better doctor, is you learn from experience, and you spend a good many years getting experience. So that's the whole process. And I think in politics or whatever we do, we learn through experience. So I'm convinced that we're in a position to do so much better.
All right.
Anything else? Here we go.
Yes, thanks, Paul. Of course, two people got out of the race in the news lately, Mr. Trump and Governor Huckabee. What are your thoughts on them, and what would you say to the people that would support them, if there anyone was supporting Mr. Trump? What would you tell their supporters to let them know about the benefits of your campaign?
I don't know whether I can be very specific because I didn't know. Well, Trump I never thought was going to do it, but that was my personal opinion. But no, I can only offer what I've been offering for 30 years, nothing any different. But I do think that more significantly is Governor Huckabee leaving the race, which means that good conservatives who are looking for another conservative, I think there's a very good chance that we're going to have a lot of appeal to his supporters, and of course he had a lot of supporters in Iowa. So I think that opens up the door for us because he is one that has stood for family values and something that we've been pushing real hard. And so I think that there's a very good chance that we'll be able to capture a lot of those votes.
Right.
We'll do it then. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that.